the f is this guy doing, bro? What in the f? This guy said, hey, hold my phone. I'm gonna get a little video, pretend I'm working out. Oh, I'm gonna hit a little sprawl. What the? Wait, what? What the?
Otherwise, if I'm healthy, I'd rather sparring, do jiu-jitsu, do MMA drilling, like this, real training, understand? But real training.
So
I don't do like a strength conditioning. Nah, I don't do this.
Merab isn't censoring himself. In a no-holds-barred sit-down with Aljamain Sterling, he divulges crazy information regarding his training and shares bombshell information for an O'Malley rematch. Before this bout, Merab made drastic changes, beginning with his attitude. In a recent sit-down, he opened up that he's now more relaxed, level-headed, and focused than ever. Rather than feeling stressed, he's coming into things with a clean slate and peaceful intensity.
No pressure, nothing. The first fight was a little pressure because, you know, I was challenger and, you know, it's I don't know, I was underdog, stuff like that. Now everybody believing me, everybody telling me I got this easy, you know. And there is no pressure, everybody's my side, but I pressure myself, I motivate myself to be focused, be hungry, be humble.
This change of attitude might be the difference between him taking his game to another level, particularly as he looks ahead to a high-stakes rematch against Sean O'Malley. Merab's change is mental and physical.
Do my best in training or do my best in fighting, and yes, I do have extra motivation to finish this fight because first fight I was going easy on him, but this time I'm looking for finish. It's nothing against him, this is sport, and that's what we do, and I just want to make a statement this time.
Later on, Merab was a guest on a podcast with Aljamain Sterling, where he showed us the new additions to this training camp. He talked about adding more advanced striking drills, higher level recovery methods, and training with expert coaches to further hone his overall fight IQ.
You know,
I did added some new things in my game, and either in striking or grappling opinion, and I'm still trying to get better everywhere, and I think like I'm much better fighter now, and like nothing, like I don't change nothing crazy, like not even my diet or something, like, you know, I always say after the fight, like, oh, I'm gonna like do like new way, like diet weight cut, but I'm still doing it all the way. My weight cut starts actually from now, you know.
Merab stressed that this camp is different from all others. More organized, more tactical, and laser sharp on evolution. Clearly, he's not leaving any stones unturned and getting ready for what might be the biggest fight of his life.
And yeah, nothing specific, but yeah, I have to. One thing what I missed this camp, I wasn't watching his like fights much, you know. First fight I studied him, so now this time, like tonight, I think if I have moment time, you know, I'm gonna go watch. I have to, you know, but you know, some family member call you, and then and then it's a sleep time, and
it's busy, man.
In his second podcast appearance with Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson, Merab explained even further into the changes he's implemented in his training regimen. He disclosed that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu has now become a great focus, with specifically dedicated sessions to enhance both his offensive submissions and defensive grappling.
I started late MMA, and I need to learn more, and I was always I was thinking to, I'm not high level fighter, you know. I was thinking to always get better, and like the last couple of years I'm just training full time, but I mean, to ask your question, so now I'm trying to, so last couple of years I'm trying to go every jiu-jitsu practice. I go every MMA practice. I'm here in Vegas. In Vegas, of course, we have MMA practice, we have jiu-jitsu practice.
By focusing more on BJJ and incorporating it more into his training, Merab is evidently looking to be a better rounded fighter, to be dangerous not only on the feet or with pressure, but also on the ground.
And like some wrestling, and now I try to just training, not like running, and not like if I have extra time or if I'm injured, like I have a little cut now, and if I cannot sparring, yes, I will run.
Yep.
Otherwise, if I'm healthy, I rather sparring, do jiu-jitsu, do MMA drilling, like this real training. Understand? But real training.
So
I don't do like a shrinking condition.
conditioning.
No, I don't do this.
Merab's attention now appears to be on live action situations instead of dry conditioning drills. In another interview, he shared that he's been doing 10 to 12 tough rounds of sparring every week, mimicking actual fight scenarios.
Yes, yeah, I like sparring, and usually some guys they drill, like my friend Aljamain Sterling, he likes more drilling. I like more live, you know. That's, I don't know, like everybody's different, you know. I like more sparring and just work grinding, you know.
Cardio king. So do you do that before every fight, like all those sparring rounds?
That fight was in Vegas, and as you guys know, my gym is here, like here Vegas, and it was easy to train here.
Merab had already established a reputation for his phenomenal cardio, and one such now famous Daniel Cormier video sealed the reputation, depicting Merab taking a run immediately after his victory over Shawn Ali in their first bout. That video went viral, representing his never-tiring engine and work ethic. It is these kinds of moments that have established Merab as one of the hardest-working athletes in the game.
I am actually at Merab Devalishvili's house waiting to do an interview with him and Aljamain Sterling. But why am I waiting? It's Monday night. The fight was Saturday. He's running right now because he didn't train today. Dude won the world title 2 days ago. I'm gonna go wait for him outside, try to catch him as he heads back into the house. Dude, you're running? Dude, why are you running? You just won the belt 2 days ago.
That's what got me here where I am now.
Jesus. This guy. He's a couple days past. I couldn't get him to go inside and do the interview until he did this. Jesus.
And the payoff of all that cardio indicates he's more concerned with fight readiness than mere physical condition, developing quicker reactions, timing, and resilience. Merab's objective is apparent, being completely ready for anything that breaks out in that cage, and it's manifesting in how he's organizing every facet of camp.
Yeah, I try to do my best. Fight day morning, we call morning warm up, like morning shakeout.
Yeah. Wow, a lot of rounds. 10 rounds total for the shakeout before the fight.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but yeah, it can be true. Yeah.
When queried on why and how he trains so intensely, Merab provided a calm but fervent answer, summarizing his routine briefly and how he manages to juggle everything. He underlined that it's all about consistency, routine, and challenging himself each day.
I added because I was, let's say, if I miss Monday and I was training Sunday, you know, I was, because I already take 1 day off, and if you miss training Monday and you still take Sunday off, and you know, it's too much, you know. So, and then, I was balancing like that, but and then also one thing happened. Usually like Sunday, like let's say now after I quit the work and stuff like that, and I have all my days.
Though he didn't go into every aspect of it, it was evident that his aggressive tempo isn't arbitrary. It's part of a disciplined, targeted regimen designed to yield dividends when it counts most.
I take off, when I take off and I go barbecue, I met so many people, and it was different there, right? Because you know, usually you have fun, but I find out I have a hard time to go sleep, you know. If I rest and chill and don't do nothing, and then I have a hard time to go sleep, so I'm like, I gotta figure out, I gotta work Sunday too, you know, like we're training. And then if I feel beat up on Monday or Tuesday, and when I feel beat up, then I slow down, you know.
So do you take like supplements or anything to like help with the
I only
recovery?
take supplements, that whatever UFC give us, like fish oil, like glutamine, and
the thorn stuff.
Thorn stuff. Yeah, I take those vitamins now. I don't take protein or like shakes and stuff like this.
Merab's development isn't merely about training harder, it's also about becoming cleverer in the cage. On his podcast with Aljamain Sterling, he unveiled a new trick that he's been perfecting to employ during fights, demonstrating his dedication to developing his approach.
That time I was so new in the game, and I'm not gonna include this like in this one, but this is like serious, legit rematch now.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, going into a rematch, especially after winning, there's really not much to gain, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard to. I know from a like firsthand personal experience. How do you get motivated? So I want to know, like, how do you feel? How did you get motivated to wanna, you know, as you said, like in the beginning, it's kind of like hard because you fought him already. You kind of. It was pretty one-sided. I know he was trying to say before, like, he thinks he won the fight, which is just crazy talk. But it's pretty one-sided, and I think a lot of the fans kind of agree with that. Where do you get the motivation from going into this?
I mean, I'm realistic, and when we look this one realistically, so our style as a grapplers, like 90% beats this guy, but there is still like maybe 10% like he time you good and a lucky punch or good timing, or he uses his best weapon, and he may, I'm sure he's gonna throw like 5th round. He really pelted me with the like shade, you know.
This new addition to his skill set illustrates how Merab is developing on both body and mind level. With the combination of rigorous training and intelligent tactics, he's gearing up to be more unpredictable and deadly in his next battles.
You know what's crazy about that?
Yeah.
Because you know in training sometimes like we'll hit Merab to the body, and then sometimes he'll like he'll fake that he's hurt, and then he'll sell it. He'll sell it so good. I remember the first time I seen him do it. He pretended he was hurt and made a face, and then the guy came, our partner came, ran after him, and then he just comes back and starts laughing and bouncing around. I was like, that was the funniest thing. So when that happened, I was like, is he joking? Is he joking? I was like, oh, he actually got him. He got him. I was like, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, you're right.
Merab also shared that the new trick he has been training is from none other than Derek Lewis. Studying under a veteran heavyweight like Lewis has brought a new aspect to Merab's style, demonstrating his openness to learning various styles and adapting distinct methods.
I haven't done this in a long time, but yeah, I was doing like in my training, my sparring. Yeah, you're right. Because I learned from Derek Lewis. Yeah, remember he got hurt and he was about to go down and he knocked.
I forget who it was.
Volkov.
Was it Volkov?
The Russian guy.
Yeah, Volkov,
yeah, he knocked him out. And then, I was doing, every time somebody even touch or do something, I was, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. But that time,
This surprise influence demonstrates Merab's commitment to becoming a better fighter by taking lessons from the experts, regardless of their weight class or fighting style.
Like the first thing when I was fighting Shawn and I take him down, I control, and then I tell you this one before, and then I'm gonna say again for everybody, I was like surprised and shocked how this guy beat Aljo. But we know it's a sport. One punch, one thing can change everything. And I know you're not making an excuse, but my opinion, Margada stopped this fight early. Once he tell you move, and once you move, then he jump. And we all see that he wasn't out or something, and especially when it's championship fight and against his shame.
Finally, Merab provided a crucial update regarding his injured toe, assuring fans that it's healing nicely and won't interfere with his performance. He stressed that he's feeling healthy, strong, and well prepared to confront Shawn O'Malley in their next rematch. In spite of the setback, Merab remains confident and his recovery has been consistent. This news leaves no one wondering that he's prepared to give his all in the cage and make a statement in what's shaping up to be a grueling bout.
I think I sparring with you 3 rounds, and after I go with Cameron.
Yeah.
And I landed him like my kick, and then that's where I pelted. And I pelted. It was weird. I finished the round. It was no problem. And like in nighttime I feel the pain. I put the ice, but next day still was swallowing and black and blue.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't bad. It's still chubby. It's still like fat, but like it's a little toe. And then, now I feel that every time I kick now, feel it. But like when I walk, no problem.
Yeah.
But if I kick this total field, but it's I should be fine. I still have like 8K.
All these news generated shockwaves in the MMA community, inducing heated debates among fans and pundits alike. The hype went to another level when Anik, according to Sonnen, confidently stated Merab as the best bantamweight fighter of all time.
Shawn Anik came out, and I really appreciate this because of John's humility. Shawn Anik comes out, and he spoke up for Merab. And he said that Merab might already be the greatest 135-pounder ever. And John wasn't all tied into how many title defenses you have and finishes this. And I appreciate that. Because title defenses, it's not fair. It's not fair. If he would have had the belt 8 fights ago, he'd be on 9 title defenses. Instead, he had to have 9 victories to get the title shot. I mean, it's not right. Particularly when you look at all the world champions that he had to beat. Let's just off the top of my head.
This resounding support is a testament to the great respect Merab has gained through his talent, work ethic, and ever-evolving improvement. With that much hype and support behind him, Merab's standing in the division keeps on rising, and he becomes an undeniable force to be named with in MMA.
But with Pitor, let's go with Cejudo. All right. So I appreciate that Anik said it, but what was interesting about it is if you want to be the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, more importantly than winning a bunch of fights or making a bunch of money or doing a bunch of press tours, one way to cut in front of all of that, and those things would be helpful. The one thing to cut in front of it, though, is to have Shawn Anik say it. He is the voice of the octagon. If the leading voice of the octagon says, you are the pound for pound, or in this case, you are the 135 pound, whatever comes after that becomes true.
Sonnen also added that it's not even up for debate anymore, particularly in light of the voice of the octagon, Anik's strong declaration. With Anik's seal of approval, the debate regarding whether Merab belongs on the list of the best bantamweights has been essentially closed in his favor. This type of acknowledgement by a respected member of the MMA universe only adds to Merab's credibility and illustrates just how dominant and revered he has come to be in the sport today.
So if you have the voice of the octagon that comes out and says, this is the best bantamweight ever, it's now not a discussion. It just became official. If Dana White comes out and he says, this guy is going to fight this guy, it's not now a discussion. Other guys in the division don't start speaking up and calling him out and trying to get in front of it. No, it's over. It's over. That game got played up right until Dana came out and said, it's him versus him. When John McCarthy comes out,
Henry Cejudo also came forward and spoke fully in favor of Merab, further adding to the tide of opinion concerning his greatness. Being a former 2-division UFC champion and Olympic gold medalist, Cejudo's endorsement is overwhelmingly significant. He was complimenting Merab on his skill level, work ethic, and fighting development, further emphasizing that Merab is indeed one of the greatest bantamweights in the history of MMA. With such endorsements, Merab's name continues to gain steam and respect throughout the sport.
So, how you feeling about that?
O'Malley and Merab Devalishvili. Yeah, I think it's total domination from a guy like Merab's side. You know what I'm saying? Like you could train for styles like Shawn, but could you train for guys like Merab? And I think that's harder. I think it's harder to find guys that could really mix the fighting and do the whole 9. I just don't know if Shawn spent enough money in his fight camp, and if he really brought the proper partners. A lot of times when he does fight, he just uses people in Arizona.
and that's not always the best case, best scenario. So
All this hype surrounding Merab would normally put extreme pressure on any fighter, but Sean O'Malley doesn't seem remotely fazed. In an interview recently, Sean confessed that he's comfortable with himself and entirely concentrated on his own game. Instead of being bogged down by the hype or outside pressure, he's enjoying a cool demeanor. This psychological calm might be an added advantage as he gears up to confront Merab in what is poised to be an intense rematch.
I'm a lot more at peace with my how everything's played out. Like once you win the belt, it's like, okay, you know, I have a belt at home. It feels good. Like the career has been, that's history. You know, I'm in the history books. There's a sense of relief in that. So it feels good. But this second one is more so for myself rather than, you know, I enjoy the money. Don't get me wrong. I love making the money. But this one's more so for like just for me. Like I'm excited to show myself and just reach my full potential. Chasing the belt. You need to get the belt. You got to get the payday. You got to get this. I had that. It feels good. I enjoy that. I want that more. But this one feels like it's more so for myself.
Later on, Sean O'Malley discussed his training regimen, stating that he's putting more focus on recovery nowadays. He described the reason for this change as that he wishes to have a lengthy, prosperous career in the sport. By balancing rest and recovery with training, Sean seeks to preserve optimal performance and injury avoidance in the long run. This reflective mindset demonstrates his maturity and foresight, turning him into a better rounded and equipped fighter as he enters the rematch against Merab.
Realistically, I train in the morning, recover, take a nap in the day, train again in the afternoon. It's like I don't really have energy to go do stuff, and right now I'm so focused on just like not even just fighting Merab, but like I want to fight till I'm 37, 38. Like I'll fight as long as my body holds up, and for that to be the case, I have to take recovery as serious as I take training, and I have been doing that, and I think it'll pay off. And I'm 30 now. Yeah. And I think I got some good years in me.
And finally, throughout the interview, Sean freely confessed that he still strongly feels that he's going to win the fight, displaying that he has not lost 1 ounce of faith in himself. In spite of all the hype about Merab and his progress, Sean's unshakable self-assurance is still intact. This attitude keeps him fired up and ravenous, demonstrating that he's psychologically prepared to deal with anything inside the octagon. His confidence points to an exhilarating and competitive rematch to come.
I look at it as just like it's an exciting challenge. Like it's not like something that bothers me throughout the day, or like if this fight ended up not happening ever, it's like it's not gonna bug me. Like I know I'm better than him. I'm very grateful to the UFC for giving me the opportunity to go out there and fight him again. It's the same with the Cejudo thing. It took me 3.5 years I knew I could beat him. I knew there would be a time and a place, and that happened. And I felt very, very similar for this fight. I'm like it's gonna happen sooner or later, and it's happening sooner, and I'm very happy with that.
Merab's rigorous training, fresh game plans, and complete recovery prove he's better prepared than ever for the O'Malley rematch, with best endorsements dubbing him the best bantamweight and Sean remaining unbothered and self-assured. This bout guarantees fireworks. Keep watching. This showdown is becoming one of the most thrilling of MMA history. Appreciation for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for further fight analyses.